Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This wonderful sound calls us back to our true home. The third mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to cultivate responsibility and learn ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. I'm determined not to engage in sexual relations without love and a long-term commitment. To preserve the happiness of myself and others, I'm determined to respect my commitments and the commitments of others. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse and to prevent couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct. For our Dharma lesson, we've been reading More Than Mindfulness, Widening the Field of Practice by the Monastics of the Thai Forest Sangha. Today we're beginning a new talk, The Four Foundations of Mindfulness by Ajahn Sumedho. Question. We were talking about how we cannot create mindfulness because we cannot create consciousness, but the path is about cultivating and using wisdom with the four foundations of mindfulness. How would you describe what that is all about? Ajahn Sumedho. The common use of the phrase cultivating mindfulness refers to a special thing that you cultivate. But mindfulness is quite natural for us. If we were never mindful, we would die. Even a newborn infant is mindful when it is hungry, when it's sleepy, when it needs its nappies changed. The newborn is consciously aware of discomfort or hunger or fatigue. So you don't cultivate. In Buddhist terms, when we talk about mindfulness, it's about using mindfulness with wisdom. And that teaching is very precise. In the teaching of the four foundations of mindfulness, the first foundation, mindfulness of the body, is about awareness with wisdom. Mindfulness with wisdom is when you're looking at the body, not in terms of whether it's good looking, whether it's male or female, whether it's young or old, but it is about looking at the body as it is. It's like this. The four postures are like this. When you are sitting, standing, walking, or lying down, when you're usually not mindful of the actual reality of each of these postures, such as sitting is like this. You are sitting, but you're thinking about plans for the next month or the next year. If you're thinking about problems with your friends or relatives, you're not mindful of the body as such. You're not really observing. You're not being the witness, not being aware of the body as it is sitting. The reality of sitting in the present moment is like this. The reality of standing, walking, lying down, or being mindful of the breath is like this. Who is mindful of the breath unless it is hard to breathe? Who is mindful of the breath unless you're practicing a traditional kind of mindfulness of the breath practice, anapanasati? In mindfulness of breathing, you are being aware of just the exhaling or inhaling of your breath. You are mindful of it. You're not judging it. You're not wondering if you breathe well or don't breathe well. You are aware. It's like this. Mindfulness of the body is using wisdom to look at the way things are, rather than just operating from habit patterns. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.